The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. It was our love of you that led to revolution in the heavens. In the end, our efforts failed. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs on us. We were prepared to suffer pain and indignity at the hands of the heavenly host, but our fate was far crueler than we could imagine. Our punishment was to be forgotten, consigned to an empty void, barren of anything but us until the end of time. That was until cracks appeared in the boundary of hell. Our dukes, seeing their chance, sent us through the cracks with a simple command: free us and vengeance will be ours. We arrived on a world already on the edge of ruin, and we have seen mankind has suffered enough for our sins. Our hope is that there are others who can remember that they were once angels, and together we can make the world right again, whatever the cost.
Good evening, everyone. You just almost caught the discussion about interrupting someone while they're with a John.
Yes! Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, welcome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon: The Road to Hell. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I, asking for 5 more minutes, I'm Mama McStabber, and I am playing Arazeth the Scourge, who possessed Virginia Waugh.
Hello, I am Maddox, and I play Clark Carsador, the malefactor, who possessed Clark Miller, and apparently I am also getting possessed very slowly.
I am Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I will be playing Agareth the Fiend, who possessed Thomas Ingram.
Hi, I'm House. I play Bazazel the Defiler, who possessed August North.
Hello, I am Ivy Raven. I play Trimdeziel the Defiler, who possessed Kathleen Stone.
I'm Unconscious Celestial, and I'm playing Juliriel the Slayer, who possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
And sorry for that brief camera hiccup there. That was me being me. And switching the camera views on our end so we could properly see. And first of all, I want to thank you for all the gift subs that flew through there. Astral's on a stabbing spree. So before we start,
Timber Brad.
So is Timber Brad. Before we start, I wanted to give those props there, because once we start, we can't always.
Here at McStabber Studios, we only stab those we love.
So when we were last with this choir of fallen angels, well, the big thing that came of that whole discussion was where they finally met with Ramiel, but they also got some info on a man they found out's name was Keith Hammer, which sounds like a bad porn name to me. It's okay. But where we're picking up tonight, well, tonight we're picking up with August. You have somebody you need to talk with.
Yes. Sophiel? Sophiel, you there?
Ah, Bazazel. Yes, I'm here.
I didn't interrupt you, did I?
I just got done.
Do you have time to meet sometime this evening?
Sure. You can find me on my usual corner.
If I headed that way now, is that okay, or do you need a different time?
Oh, no, it's fine. By the time you get here, I'll get cleaned up and be back on the street.
Okay, I will be there as soon as I can.
Okay. And so you go to head to Sophiel's corner. And it's in a rather seedy part of Chicago, of course. And as you're approaching, there's a number of working girls working that street tonight. The only one that you recognize. She's short. You'd put her early 30s. Got brown hair, a little bit of a rat's nest. She hasn't seemed to have taken care of it lately. Wearing a very suggestive outfit because, well, of course she is. She's working the corner. And when you come up, you see her eyeball you up and down. August.
Nikki?
That'll be, if you want to talk, $20. Time is money.
I can appreciate that. But is there some place more private we can go?
Sure, we can. I've got a room right down the street I use. And she takes you down to a room where the rooms are rented by the hour, of course.
Naturally.
And she takes you right to one of the exterior rooms and just opens it with a key. She goes, I rent it for the whole night when I'm working. Seems to work that way. And it is a rundown, flea-bitten, no-tell motel. You can tell that the sheets probably haven't been changed in this place in months. Housekeeping, what is that? But it's private, at least. And she comes over and she puts her arm on your shoulder and eyeballs you up and down. She goes, oh, yeah, never mind. And she steps back. Yeah, some like to talk and do other business at the same time, but not you.
No, I'm here on business, but not that kind of business.
You never do take me up on my services. And
let's just say August wouldn't appreciate you.
No accounting for taste. And she actually plops down on one of the chairs in the room, and you actually hear the chair creak under the weight because, well, you're not sure the chair is in condition to be sat in by anybody. She stretches her legs out and leans back. So what do you got?
I'm sure you've gotten some rumblings, maybe some rumors of stuff that's been going on with the Faustians. Other groups, other interested parties are starting to kind of reveal themselves, and really haven't heard much on where the reconcilers fall, what they've been doing.
According to my friends, you're having a bit of a civil war in your faction, aren't you?
War might be a strong word, but I wouldn't say it's not leading there.
War, I think, is a good word for it. You know, one of them, I don't know which side they're on, even approached us.
Do you know who it was?
No, but I know they fed us a batch of lies. That the first step to repairing the damage is to find this woman who's pregnant.
I want to do my damnedest to like not reveal anything, like show anything on my face that I
Okay.
know who this woman is.
Then I want you to roll manipulation and subterfuge. Difficulty will be 6.
Fortunately, I don't have subterfuge, but fortunately, I have 5 in manipulation. Okay. 4 successes with a 1, so 3 successes.
3 successes. I'll keep that in mind during your conversation with her. I know it's preposterous. We all know it's preposterous. First of all, nothing the Faustians are going to say to us will convince us that your goal is to reconcile with the Maker.
No, and I'm not here to bullshit you.
Oh, of course not. That is one thing you've always been consistent with, and it's why we're friends.
I'd like to think so.
Now, I don't know why they wanted us. Don't know why they want one pregnant woman. I know it's not right. I hope you're not caught up in that.
Not yet, anyway. I'm sure they'll start recruiting.
I'm sure they will. Have you heard from the Luciferians?
Not personally. I know. Again, I can trust in your confidence, right?
Well, of course. We're friends.
I know different groups have been trying to recruit them as cannon fodder.
They're good at it.
Yeah, but they haven't bit yet.
Yeah. Well, they haven't. But I've heard startling things about them.
Like?
They seem to be having their own little bit of a civil war. How much are you aware of how they've organized?
I mean, not very. I mean, I haven't been here that long.
Yeah. They've broken into 3 sub-legions in their group.
3?
3. It's actually rather smart when you think about it. One makes the decisions. One's the army, and one is their logistics.
So 3 that are still working in unison. They're not opposing forces.
Okay. Except the other 2 look down on logistics as bureaucrats. But do you know the truth of the matter? Who really runs any army? It's the bureaucrats.
Right.
I would expect, while they get their house back in order, they won't be doing too much good right now.
Their focus is internal.
They're arguing. Some want to disband the bureaucrats, claiming they're not needed. Some owe too many favors to the bureaucrats. And then the bureaucrats themselves, quite amusing, they're acting just like the children of Adam and Eve. They are currying favor, selectively denying resources to some groups, supplying them to others, and otherwise firming up their control. So, I think the civil war that you're facing in the Faustians is nothing compared to that one. At least you all know you're on opposite sides of the table.
Right. And I'm sure there's probably infighting between those 3 sub-factions.
Well, of course. I still say you should join us. We don't have all these pesky differences. We're all unified under the same goal.
I like humanity too much.
You can like humanity and get back into Maker's good graces. But
I'm not going to bullshit you.
I know. I will always try to recruit you, but I know it's pointless.
I admire your moxie and your persistence.
No. You're anything but persistent. What else do we have? I guess
Again,
it goes for you too, doesn't it?
Again, we've talked plenty about the Luciferians. What about the Reconcilers?
We're trying to make things up to the Maker.
That's your only focus in all this?
Well, right now, unfortunately, our numbers were never great. There's not many of us here yet. We don't have enough yet to affect any real change. That has always been our problem. Numbers. We're gathering.
Does this girl you mentioned have anything to do with how you're trying to make
Honestly,
amends?
I knew nothing about her until a friend of mine mentioned that the Luciferians were, or the Faustians were reaching out to us and Luciferians to recruit us. I still know nothing about it. I don't see how one pregnant human can make a difference.
Do I believe her?
That one you can roll perception. I don't know. What do you want to roll with it?
I mean, I'm open. I mean,
Perception, empathy?
yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Three successes.
3 successes. She's being mostly truthful right now. She's holding something back that she's not revealed. But you do believe her when she says, in her belief that this is a human who's pregnant.
What aren't you telling me, Nikki?
Disturbing talk. Disturbing talk that, well, that she may not be human, or the baby may not be human, or that the Raveners are planning something regarding this individual.
Soon?
Yes. That's one of the key things we tend to do is keep an eye on the ones most likely to mess up our plans, if we can ever figure them out. I know everyone thinks all Raveners are bloodthirsty, maddened monsters. And to be fair, a good number of them are. But some are a little more cagey than that. Some of them, they can make long-term plans. And they're the ones who call the shots. My hope, and the hope of rest of us, is that they're too distracted by the Morning Star's appearance to put up more than token attacks. Most of them, they find that they need to get to LA. If the Morning Star's there, the first step to undoing creation is to remove him.
He's there?
I saw it on TV. You saw it on TV. That was him in the sky. You must remember what he looked like. That was
Seeing you're paying attention.
I remember the day we fell. That was him.
Where do you fall in all this? The Reconcilers as a whole may be focused on they're making amends. Where do you fall in all this?
We need to fix creation. That is my feeling. To fix creation, we have to fix humanity. They have to stop the path they're on, start caring for each other. You know, love was the first thing the Maker told us to do. They've forgotten that. They need to get it back. We need to restore the world to what the Maker intended. That's where I stand on it all. I don't care about one human baby. I don't even care if it's a fallen about to give a birth. We just got here. How do we know it's not common for one of us who take a body to have a kid? Let the cryptics figure that out. Let's focus on what's important. Fixing things.
Just one more question, kind of different subject here. Being of the street, any information on people who have been going missing?
Now that is a very interesting question coming from you. Yes.
Why is it interesting?
Well, I don't picture you as the type who was interested in working girls disappearing. Not many, one or two.
People you've known?
People my body have known. Nikki knew them.
Recently?
Very recently. Haven't figured out a commonality. I'm sure it's
that was going to be my next question. Besides,
ask a cryptic if you want to know why of things. I don't know, but Nikki noticed.
All right.
It's funny. I get this body, and little did I realize that, given the line of work it was in, I quite enjoy it, first of all. And second of all, that they all know each other. It's all an interconnected network of those who keep an eye on each other on the street. I will share with you something that I'm sure you wouldn't have heard. The dead are very restless at the moment. As a member of the 7th house, I keep in touch with many of them. They're very restless. The Reaper of Souls is walking.
All right.
I don't know if you remember that name, but a lot of us do, especially of our house. He was in Chicago.
I know someone who that might mean more to.
Yes, he's spending a lot of time in their lands, causing quite a stir.
Thanks. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
It's quick enough. $20. You paid for the time.
Have a good night. Thank you again for your help. If you hear any more on what we've talked about, whether through one network or another, you let me know.
I will, but if you hear anything about why some of Nikki's friends have disappeared, please let me know.
You have my word.
It's not a faction thing. It is personal.
For sure.
As you go to leave, she gets up and walks out behind you and locks the door so she can return to her corner. Anything you're doing after this meeting?
Because other people had things going on, I'd probably open up a line of communication as I see whether we're meeting up or if I should meet up with them at a different point. Azareth?
Arizeth, you mean? Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Arizeth.
What is it?
Didn't get a lot on what the reconcilers are doing. I don't think they're so focused on all these inner faction machinations. They're still worried about, making right with the maker. The rumors are going around. It doesn't. As I say this, I'd make sure I'm a distance away at this point. There's not confirmation from them that Rosemary is a fallen.
Good.
There's speculation, of course, but my contact had used the term human when referencing her.
Good.
But I think they know that the baby could be his.
Okay.
She also mentioned that there were some of her, I'll say, colleagues who went missing as well. And that the Reaper she mentioned the Reaper of Souls and that the dead were restless.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something we need to bring Michelle in on.
Yeah. I'm about to go see a patient.
Yeah.
But let's all meet up at Clark's place.
All right.
2 hours. Spread the word around. Because I need to go see this patient. She's possibly actively dying.
I would then reach out to everyone saying, please meet at Clark's place in 2 hours, and I'd tell Carsador, we're all coming to your place in 2 hours, thanks. And I'd cut the connection pretty quickly.
Okay. So as you're heading out, let's just flash over Thomas. You needed to meet with somebody.
Yes. Ramiel. Are you there?
Agoras?
Yes.
You old dog. What are you doing?
You know who this is, correct?
Yeah. Why do you think I called you old dog? What are you doing?
Something's going on, and you know me, I'm a sucker for a mystery.
Regular goddamn Sherlock Holmes.
Has anyone been reaching out to you guys, trying to recruit you?
Who doesn't? They're always wanting to grab some of us. Everyone wants the Legion of Glorious Victory to get in on their scrabbles. We're too busy for that.
Has anyone been particularly persistent recently?
Oh, man. You know, Hoss, I got to think on it. Let me think. Not to me directly. Somebody might have anything like that normally goes through the Legion of Stark Defiance. They're damn bureaucrats. You know, I shouldn't say that when here I am sitting here behind a desk my damn self, but that's this meat body's job, not mine.
Oh, I'm sure you find ways to have fun with it.
Oh, you know me, Hoss. I don't want to be all hat, no steers. Gotta once in a while get out and have some fun. But you wanting to know who's recruiting, I can ask, find out for you.
Probably best to just keep your ears open. I imagine if they're recruiting, sooner or later, they're going to come to you directly.
They will. All right, got you here. I got a question for you since you're talking to me and all.
I'm always at your disposal. You know that.
Friend of mine in the Legion of Majestic Liberation, they reached out to me and mentioned this. Well, one of your old housemates been in town.
There are several of us.
Now, come on, be honest with me. Has the Prophet been around lately?
Who can say?
Come on, man, that dog don't hunt. You need to tell me about it.
I've yet to see him, but that doesn't mean he's not here.
If you see him, let him know that we're looking to talk to him. Maybe he can help us find where Lucifer's hiding out.
You've seen the news, right?
Well, yeah, but come on. He can't be still staying there. Wouldn't make sense. I figure he just picked up, hustled right out of town.
When has anything he's done made sense?
I know he's always made sense to me.
I never could quite understand him, but
That's pretty normal, Hoss. That's the way you are. What you should do is quit trying to understand and just go with it. Put your faith in it and move.
trying to get me to stop understanding is like trying to get you to stop believing.
You know, I'd like to argue that point, but I guess I can't. We're just looking for him to see if he can shine a light on a few things, you know? If anybody could help find him, it'd be him.
Maybe if I am blessed to make his acquaintance, I'll pass it along.
I'd be much obliged if you did it.
If he's not here, I can see if anyone has any idea where he is. People like him tend to lay low, all of that finger pointing.
Yeah, we're not there to blame him. You know, that's not our way. We're just looking for the morning star. That's all we want. Then he can lead us to battle.
Well, I'll leave you be. I'm sure you've got money to embezzle or something.
Embezzle? I didn't have to embezzle shit. These fools just hand it over to me. It's kind of funny the way this.
Persuasive.
Well, it's always persuasive when you're in the first house. You can just get them to hand you the money now.
Funny. I never had the problem. If I needed it, I just knew where I needed to be.
I tell you what, Hoss, if you need some money, you just hit me up. I'll give you a loan on favorable terms.
Favorable for who?
Well, see, you're smarter than most of these damn humans.
All right. Take care.
Take it easy.
And then he'll cut the connection.
And you cut the connection with him. What are you doing next?
He'll save the updates for the group meeting at Carsour's, mainly because everybody blasting around in everybody's head is probably getting a bit like cacophonous at this point.
So I have to ask, what is everybody else doing? We know where August and Thomas were. Virginia, where are you at?
Right now, she is
Going to see a patient?
with a patient that is actively dying, and she is preparing the family for what to do next.
Okay. Clark, where are you at?
Probably just in his office writing up some new article or something.
Okay. Kathleen?
I've been debating, but I'm not going to do it because Button's bad. So she's probably just been like reading some journal or something. So
Where at?
home.
Okay. And Michelle, you've told me before the session, you are currently getting some hours bouncing.
Yeah, depending on what time of day it is, it's probably not bouncing if it's midday, but if it's
It's later in the evening.
Hour.
later in the
Yeah,
evening,
happy hour is a good time. That's a good time
Yeah.
for it to be.
Yeah.
So nobody is with Rosemary at the moment. Got it. That's what I was checking.
She has a phone near us and my number at least. She
Yeah.
also has, I'm assuming, at least one of our celestial names.
Well,
She has Erizis.
she has Erizeth for sure. I don't know who else gave her one, but Erizeth sure did because she was sent to
Considering
Erizeth.
that she's living with me, I'm guessing she has mine.
So, Erizeth, as you're sitting with the patient's family talking to him, a voice echoes in your head. Erizeth, God, Erizeth.
So here are the numbers that you need to call for the funeral home, and they will arrange to pick up the body. I will make a call to the doctor so that he can sign the death certificate. She is cleaned up and ready to go.
And then your name is repeated in your head this time. You can feel the emotional context of pain.
Please excuse me. Can I go to use your restroom?
Yeah, it's right down the hall, right there. That first door. You've been here enough times. You know where it is.
Thank you. And she goes into the restroom and locks the door. And then she says, "What is it?"
I think this thing's coming.
Okay, I'll be there.
It's pain, and it keeps happening.
Yes. I'll be there very soon.
Please.
And I will send Clark immediately.
This hurts.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're doing it without medication. Yes. And she closes that connection and then says, "Carsador,
Yes.
Rosemary's in labor. Get to your house immediately. I'll be there just as soon as I can."
I stand up and start heading that way.
As you head that way, it is like, how's the story go? Did you find anything on the missing kids? The no babies? The no girl babies born? Found anything else?
Shockingly enough, no. That's flat all that there was. I can keep looking later, but a personal thing has come up. I'll be back soon.
Just try to find something. Because
Yeah,
I'm starting to hear more and more about this, so somebody else is going to jump the scoop on us, and we need to beat them to the press.
Yeah, doing my best. Every trail is going cold lately, and he'll just then give a quick wave and head off.
Okay, so you're heading back. Okay.
I'm taking a path there. Yeah, I'm doing this as fast as I can.
Okay, you're going to try to lay a path, the quickest way to get to your house. Okay, we could do that. We're going to go right off to Roland.
That's why Erizeth tapped him.
Yep.
Because he can get there super quick and advise her of any changes.
So you're going to roll perception plus survival as you invoke the powers of creation.
Revival, as it were.
Yep. Perception, survival.
Right, it's the same number of dice for each skill. What am I doing? Three successes, two of which are 10s.
Very nice. As you look to find a path, some sort of thread that leads between here and there, you find one that involves all the lights being green for your cab, of course, because
I don't drive.
All the lights green in a perfect arrangement. All the traffic jams being behind you instead of in front of you. In a way that it's like even the cab driver comments at how it seems the sea of cars is just parted before the cab as he's heading towards place.
Carsador shrugs and will just comment, I guess I'm just lucky Moses, and then stay quiet for the rest of the ride.
Oh, and he still tries to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
It brings up, well, like a lot of people are talking about what that was in the skies above LA, what it means when the red comet's in the sky. You're seeing this a lot from people on the street.
Seems like every other week there's some sort of doom and gloom. I just try to ignore it.
I just felt unclean seeing that on TV. I don't know why.
I get you. That's what a lot of people are saying.
I guess it's LA. Anyone feel unclean going to LA? And when you arrive at your place and you rush up to open it up, Rosemary is, she's curled up on the floor in the midst of a contraction. She doesn't seem to be reacting well to pain, because though you can heal your bodies, that don't mean you feel no pain. And you're an angel. You're not used to pain. She definitely isn't.
Arazeth.
Oh, God.
And right now, Arazeth has done what she needed to do and is now in her car heading that way. Luckily, this patient doesn't live that far from Clark's place. What is it?
I have no idea what to do in this situation.
I
She's
am
on the
almost
floor, curled
there.
up.
I am almost there. Luckily, the patient was close by.
She seems in pain.
Yeah, it's labor. She's going to push a baby out of her body. That's going to hurt.
What should I do in the meantime?
In her room, there is a big plastic tub that I have put stuff in for this purpose. Go ahead and get her. Is she on the bed or on the floor?
Floor of the living room. by the
Okay,
looks of it.
set the tub near her and just have it there for me. I'll be there in like 2 minutes. And then she severs that connection and sends out a call to everyone else. Meet me at Clark's now. Baby's coming.
And then Agareth will respond, does anybody need expedited transport?
I'll take one.
So I'm going to do my portal trick.
Okay. Which portal trick?
Um,
Teleport?
Between the two of us, Thomas and I could easily just end the cab industry in this fucking city if we wanted.
I'm trying to get back to it. It is because I think I have to create the portal first and then I can use it.
I see. If you use teleport is a only yourself, you'd have to use co-locate to start linking up doorways to allow multiple people to pass through.
Oh, never mind.
Yep. Now teleport will let you go somewhere quick.
I misunderstood that.
Yep.
I thought
Teleport allows a fiend to use an existing portal to transport herself instantly to a similar portal at another location, potentially 100 miles away.
okay, so retcon that.
So you could step through you could get straight to Clark's house if you wanted. You could go there instantly.
Oh no, yeah, I'll go there. I just wouldn't have necessarily offered anyone else the quick portal just because that was player misunderstanding.
Okay, so you're going to roll intelligence plus intuition. Now, I know you're intimately familiar with Clark's doors, so you only need 2 successes on intelligence intuition.
Too many dice.
Now, that sounds like a real problem, having too many dice.
4.
That's enough. So you step out one door, and Clark, your door opens, and from nowhere steps Agorath.
He walks out of the bathroom.
Okay. He was out of your bathroom steps, Agorith.
And right then, Arizeth is walking through the front door.
So both doors open almost simultaneously, and people are stepping into your house, your apartment there, Clark.
The bucket is set almost too precisely next to her. Like it's lined up with where her head is on the floor on like one of the sides. Like when you said place it next to her, he didn't just set it down. He like lined it up.
Yeah, well, she's got her medical bag and a very large tote bag. And she comes in, she sets both down on the sofa and gets out of the big tote bag pillow, blankets, things like that for her to make her more comfortable. And she says, okay, let's get you comfortable, honey. I know this hurts. And she puts the pillow under her head, rolls her back on her back.
Rosemary, remember something about timing? They're like 15 minutes apart, but they've been going on for a couple hours now.
Okay. We're close. We're close. We're not there yet, but we're close. And she says, how much modesty do you have?
What do you mean?
You're going to have to get naked, dear.
So what?
Okay. And so I help her undress, and then I cover her with a sheet.
Modesty is such an odd concept for humanity. It's just, we created them all from nothing. Modesty is a false concept.
It is, but I don't know what your vessel thinks about it. So,
and as you strip her down, you notice that the baby is moving a lot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is moving. You see a hand and a foot every once in a while poking. It is very active.
Arizeth actually, as she is, after she covers Rosemary, she lifts up the bottom of the sheet and then places a hand on her stomach to feel the baby.
Okay. Baby's moving. It's there.
Okay. She grabs a flashlight out of her bag. She also grabs gloves and stuff like that. She said, I'm going to go wash my hands and then we'll see where you are.
Okay.
And
you're going to wash your hands.
Yep.
Okay. What's Clark and Thomas? Are y'all just standing there looking uncomfortable?
Not uncomfortable. She didn't tell me to do anything. I'm just waiting.
Okay. I apologize. I am all over the place. So I am going to use the co-locate thing, which I figured out I actually could have had. I'm just special. And then I'll go grab, once I know that Arizeth is there, I'll go and grab Michelle.
Okay. So where Michelle's at, how many times have you been to the bar she's bouncing at?
I mean, he's probably been there once or twice.
Okay. So for that one, this one you have to spend 1 faith.
Okay.
That one costs you a faith point. And then stamina plus intuition, your difficulty is 8. So if you spend a second faith point, you can get an automatic success if you choose to. Which will make it work.
Willpower does nothing.
No, not for this.
So
you can either spend an extra faith to make it 2 faith points to have it work automatically, or you can risk rolling an 8 on stamina and intuition.
I'll risk it.
Okay. Stamina, intuition, difficulty 8.
Ooh, 2.
So you step out of the bathroom, and now you've created a portal between the bathroom and his place that both you and Julariel can use to come right back to bathroom, actually.
Yeah, he will step out of the bar bathroom and look for Mars, and then as soon as he sees her, just try and get her attention and just motion his head.
And as you're standing there waiting for Mars to come over, a guy comes up. Can you move? I want to use the bathroom.
At that point, I am going to use oh, you don't want to use that one. It's kind of messed up right now.
Dude, what'd you do in there?
But I want to use something and I want to give him a look. It's kind of intimidation, but it's definitely more manipulation persuasion.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll that. Manipulation persuasion. Let's go with that.
Well, I had persuasion's my specialty.
Okay. Roll it. I let the players pick what they roll most of the time because, it makes sense.
If it's standard difficulty,
Standard
2.
difficulty. 2?
Yeah.
He looks at you, looks past you, looks at you. Dude, don't blow up bathrooms in public. That's not right, man. That's just not right. I'll go fucking next door. Jesus Christ, dude. Don't do that in a bar.
My bad.
And he turns and stomps off. And he walks past some other guy and he just like, don't even try it. Don't, you don't want to go in there. As Mars comes over to Agorith standing there.
Sorry for the delay. It started.
Alrighty, I've already let my boss know I'm gonna be heading out for a bit. So
I can get you back here fairly quick if timing's an issue.
nah, not really. It's quiet.
And he'll walk through. He'll let her go first just to make sure she gets there.
When you open the door, you're looking in Clark's apartment.
Yep.
And as you step through, you come out in Clark's apartment.
And then once we both walk through it, I'll close the portal.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, August, you were on your way already, right?
Yeah, and the whole time I'm making sure, or I'm doing my best to make sure I'm not being followed.
Okay.
I know where I'm going. I don't need to lead anyone there.
Okay. Kathleen, you get there when you're ready.
I was going to say, Kathleen probably shows up around the time Arazeth gets done soaping up and stuff,
Okay.
washing her hands. So I just didn't want to cut in while Thomas was doing his thing. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Arazeth has cleaned up and gotten her gloves on, and she has Chuck's pads to put under Rosemary. So she puts the Chuck pads under her, which are the absorbent pads from hospitals and medical facilities. And all right. And she takes the flashlight and she got her hands on a speculum and lubed it up with jelly and says, I'm going to take a look and see how far you're dilated.
Okay, we're not going to go into every bit of that.
No, but she checks her and says, okay.
She's dilated a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right. If this has only been going on for a couple hours, you're progressing pretty quickly.
Yeah, it just hurts. And then she screams again.
Clark, let her squeeze your hand.
I hold my hand out to her.
And she has a grip. A serious grip.
I can heal it later.
All right.
So as she's going through these
transitional phases of birth.
Yeah. Some odd, she's going through it. Odd things are happening as she's doing it. About a minute or two after that last contraction hit her, she sprouts wings from her back, laying on the bed.
On the
Does that
floor.
mean I get
On
a
the
wing
floor.
to the face?
You do get smacked with a wing, yes.
I'm going to check her to see if there's anything going on abnormal.
Okay. And you notice that the wind in the room is, it's not supposed to have wind, but there's wind in the room now.
I'm going to use my control of wind to settle it down.
Okay.
As soon as she's popping wings, I'm going to hit sense congruence.
Okay. Go ahead. Your sense congruence is going to be Perception, intuition.
Rosemary, dear, please try to contain yourself. That draws attention.
It hurts.
Breathe through it.
We're not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to have to.
Yes, but now you're
Experience this.
doing it. Now you're doing it. So suck it up, dear.
Why do we give them this? How many did you get?
4.
As you pull on the threads of fate and see what lies in store, as the current events are converging, both Rosemary and the baby will die during childbirth here in this apartment.
Arizeth, I need to speak with you privately.
Kathleen, can you assist, please?
Sure, what do you need me to do?
Just keep an eye on her. You're skilled with
gotcha.
medicine, yes?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I had to take some classes for some of this stuff. So
Yep.
Yeah, Kathleen, post yourself up next to the individual on the floor. I can't remember her name. Sorry.
Rosemary, try not to step on her wings.
And so she steps into the spare bedroom with Thomas.
This didn't seem appropriate to say in front of her, but they're both going to die.
Not on my watch. And she turns and walks out of the room, and she does. How can she sense something going on?
I will let you use, because you're Scourge.
Mm-hmm.
You can roll you can roll perception awareness. Use your supernatural senses to delve the body. Or perception medicine. Pick one.
Oh, we're going to do perception medicine.
As you push your supernatural angel senses into the body.
And I have a specialty.
Okay, then that means you get exploding 10s. Wow, she's rolling a second time. Them exploding 10s are exploding hard, apparently. We'll see what she gets. She's rolling a third time on exploding 10s. Nuclear 10s.
That is 8 successes.
Very nice. As you push your supernatural awareness into the body and check, you realize the baby's, whatever soul should be attached to it, is very loosely connected. And it is slowly fraying, separating. Because of the link between the two, if the baby dies, it'll break the mother's body and they'll die too.
I'm going to roll legacy on that.
Okay. You have dealt
It's
with...
not like Arizeth hasn't done this before.
That's the thing.
Okay, that is intelligence legacy.
Intelligence legacy.
Okay.
Because this is something, a core part of your character. I will let you have a difficulty of 6.
That is 6 successes.
As you delve your memory, you recall back to the War of Wrath when you helped creep the Nephilim in the first attempts. No baby was ever born. It was always fatal. The divine soul was not meant to be linked that way. But you also remember you had found a way around it, which was always the hard part. You had developed a ritual that requires multiple houses, requires lore of awakening, lore of paths, lore of longing, lore of transfiguration, lore of spirit, and lore of patterns, in order to guide the soul back, to link it with the body, and to preserve it. It's a ritual you have not done in a long time. It's not an easy one. You're not even sure your current body has the nominal faith reserves when it was done in the past, you were more powerful and you had mortals to support your choir as you did it. But you do remember the sigils that are needed. You do remember the role. They were called mudu, each of the choir members that were to support you in it. You remember your official title during that, which is the title of anyone who leads the ritual, is the Ankita.
How quickly can everyone get their thralls here?
A minute or two.
Do it.
I can get mine here. Yeah, so at least Thomas will reach out to both of his and tell them to get to the, I guess, pre-assigned doors so he can create portals and jump to them.
Now, if you're going to use the co-locate ones, it's one faith every time you do it. So hopefully they all meet at one door so that you're not burning a bunch of faith. Or you can just have them get here. Arizeth, you estimate just drawing the symbols alone will take 20 minutes?
Okay. I know a ritual that'll make this go more smoothly, Rosemary. Everyone, you need to tell your thralls to come. It's going to take me about 20 minutes to get the sigils done.
I imagine at this point, August has arrived.
Yes.
And she looks to August. Okay, we need to do a ritual for this. Get your thralls here.
When she mentions rituals, you all remember vaguely during the war that the greatest act you all could do was a ritual. But you haven't done one in a very long time.
Yeah, in that case, Thomas will just reach out to them and tell them the address and tell them to get here now.
Okay. So for you, Virginia, please roll Dex Occult for you drawing the sigils that you remember.
I
do have a lightning reflexes and dexterity.
No, that won't help you for sigils.
say Kathleen will reach out to all 4 of her thralls, so just tell them where to go. So, and to be as expeditious as possible.
Drew does the same with her too.
Same with August and his 2.
Arizeth calls in 3 of her 4, not her daughter.
Okay. I need to know the total number of thralls. We're up to 11 so far. Okay. Okay.
Got 2 more coming from me. They have pre-established paths to my apartment.
So we have 15 total thralls coming. This is going to be a tight apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But useful.
I got 5 successes.
That is enough. You all see as Virginia uses some of her own blood to start drawing a circle around Rosemary as Rosemary screams, but it's an intricate circle. And there are 6 points where she draws your house symbols. There are 1 defiler, 1 malefactor symbol, 2 fiend, or 1 fiend, 2 defilers, 1 slayer. 1 for each of you here to mark your portions and where you just stand.
And at the actual birth canal position is Arizeth, the scourge symbol.
And Arizeth describes as you're waiting for the thralls what each of your role is, what your portion of the choir is. You're going to be invoking the ancient tongue, the tongue of angels. Hasn't been spoken in this world forever, but it is what helps you use your lores as you each invoke 1 portion of this particular ritual. Now, I'm going to step out of the storyteller description and explain the mechanics for this one. It's going to take 36 minutes to initiate the ritual of the chanting. When it comes time, Arizeth will have to roll a faith roll, difficulty 6. 6 successes total will be needed. She can get 1 additional die per willpower given by the thralls to this roll. It's an extended roll, which means if you don't get 6 the first time, you can roll again, but the difficulty will increase to 7, and the difficulty will continue to increase by 1 until it hits 10, and then after that, you failed the ritual and have to start over. So that's why the thralls will be useful, because if each thrall gives 1 willpower towards this ritual, Erzeth's initial dice pool will be 19 dice. She may need more dice.
Or I'll just roll more.
So as the thralls come in, we're gonna skip over you having to brief each one.
Mm-hmm.
All they're there for is to lend the faith and support and their force of will.
Mm-hmm.
As the choir begins to chant and sing something you all have not done in eons, sung as a unified choir, sung together in harmony. Go ahead and make your roll as this continues for 36 minutes of singing. As you feel the power of creation being twisted around the runes and the sigils in the floor and through the divine lines and the divine language. As reality itself begins to bend to the will.
Probably out of habit as we start, I'm going to take apocalyptic form.
Okay.
Because it's easier to speak when you're your true self.
I will assume I won't make you roll for that one. The amount of creation going on in this room would make it hard to fail it. We'll see if she gets her 6 successes. Of the greatest acts ever done by the fallen, the rituals were the greatest. See how many she gets.
9.
9 is enough. So you manage to bring the powers of creation to twist and to find the soul that was breaking free, to give it a path, to show it the emotions it needed, to help it transform into the human child, guide it through the paths of the dead, and to show it the patterns of fate that it is required to fulfill. And at the end of the ritual, you feel it start to work. One more roll, Erzeth. Intelligence plus medicine. And because you've done this ritual once long ago, I will let you add half your legacy. As you all have rediscovered a power lost to you all prior to your freeing of the abyss, the power to do rituals. We shall see.
5.
5 successes. As the ritual completes, you all feel reality warping. You can feel your powers going into the baby. You feel it all pushing it together, and you feel the soul that's inside, a kindred soul, a soul of an angel, but one who has now never fallen. The soul of a pure angel in its purest form. As it comes to grip and grasps what it is now, a human as well. And as you feel Rosemary's life start to ebb, it's reinforced by the lore of creation, by the powers that created the cosmos. And the spirit holds on as the body's damage caused by pure faith, radiating from the being inside her as it's being born, as you repair the damage that is being done as it occurs.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of this 36 minutes, very draining for the thralls, very draining for everyone who participated in it, a screaming baby is born. And as the baby is born, you realize what you have just been doing is a beacon. You have invoked powers of creation far in excess to what has been invoked in this world yet. And you hear downstairs a door explode inward as we go to break. See you in 10 minutes, everyone. Please enjoy the break. Welcome back, everybody. You just missed the Zoom chat talking about the lore of dick butt. Why that came up? Well, that's only for cast members. Sorry. I can't share that one. But before the break, the baby was coming. I should say the Nephilim was coming.
No, the Nephilim was born.
It was coming, and then a ritual was performed in order to save it. So the baby has been born. Very healthy looking baby. But the sheer amounts of power that was involved, you're talking 6 demons working together using creation's powers that have not been touched since the war. Drew a lot of attention because the front door to the apartment building Carsador lives in exploded inward, loud enough you could hear it on the floor he lives on. As we come back, you all are standing there with Rosemary, who is tired but alive, and a brand new baby who started to cry.
One moment. I'm going to open my front door, lean out into the hall, and I'm going to conceal paths so that the hallway never reaches my door.
Okay.
Can't get to the apartment, sorry.
So which power is that again? I got to pull it up.
It'd be the fourth.
Fourth power?
Conceal
Okay.
path.
You're going to roll a closed path.
Oh, closed path.
Closed path, yeah,
Dex
that's
plus
it.
survival. Spend 1 faith and do Dex plus survival. This is the most y'all have used powers this whole season.
Well, if there's things running at us,
I mean,
no
this
time
is
for
kind
subtlety.
of a life or death situation. Okay.
Literally. And this is where you've seen the true power of being a fallen, even as diminished as you are. Reality.
Bends to our will.
Yeah. You created it.
Yeah.
And I must be riding on that high because 5 out of 6
Nice!
successes.
So
No 10s, sadly.
now
but
you know that they'll be able to break through it anyway, eventually with sheer willpower. But
yeah,
it slows
but it'll
them.
still take them a second.
Still slows them time.
So it's mainly just me slamming my hand against the outside wall, watching my hallway ripple for a second,
And
then
you all
closing the
feel
door.
it's a level 4 power and you're right next to him. You feel him warp creation.
And I'm still in my apocalyptic form.
Mm-hmm.
While he's doing that, Arazeth has basically swaddled the baby and used.
The baby immediately has stopped crying like shortly after the birth and is just staring around, almost extremely aware of the environment it's in.
As soon as it stops crying, Thomas is just going to be like, did it die?
No, it's fine. Get dressed, Rosemary. We need to go now.
And at that point, Thomas will go towards the bathroom door and create the portal for them and the thralls to get the fuck out of there.
So you're going to open up a co-locate portal?
Yeah, so I spent my faith.
Put it to Arazeth's house.
Okay.
Now remember, because he's opening both ends, there's a chance somebody could be close enough to your house to detect that end.
Okay, don't put it in Arazeth's house.
He could dump it
Okay.
anywhere he knows well. He could literally have it deposited at the college, where they
Yeah,
just come out of they step out of a lab at the college.
A place where we can have our thralls scatter once we get there.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. I like that
He
idea.
can open it anywhere he knows intimately is the easiest. Difficulty 6. And I
He'll-
assume,
He'll do it as like the lab supply closet.
Okay.
Because there shouldn't be a lot of people going in and out of there.
assuming competence means you'll go with the easiest thing to do when you're in panic mode. Difficulty 6. Suspend your 1 faith, stamina
Already
plus
did.
intuition, and difficulty 6.
And she points to all the thralls. You go first once he opens the portal and scatter.
And they all,
Three.
they're in awe. They've been your thralls and they know what you are, but they've never seen the magnitude of power that was used. None of them are speaking. They're all just wide-eyed. And you can feel the faith radiating off of them.
Go
Do we
line
get any
up.
faith back off of that?
You know, I'm feeling extremely generous tonight. Being reminded of what you once were, the faith pouring from each of your thralls as they saw you work in concert, changing the laws of creation. I will give you each one permanent faith.
Oh, damn.
Sweet.
This is a fallen changing event you just did. You now remember, you feel what it was once like to have been, briefly at least, what you once were in all your glory.
So this baby elbow dropped some extra juice into us. God damn.
Between that, your thralls that have seen creation done in front of their eyes.
Yeah, there's a difference between just like, hey, I can make some tricks happen, and yeah, what they were just witness to and a part of.
And a part of. Mm-hmm. And they all run through the thing. They so in shock. And you can see the fatigue on them from contributing their will to this event as they go through to scatter. Now, what is everyone else doing? Are you taking the same portal? It's open long enough if you wish. But remember, Clark, you are standing there looking like a giant. Well, hang on. For the viewers, Clark, what do you look like in apocalyptic form?
Because this is not my high torment version, because that seemed inappropriate given the situation. I am my more angelic form because I still have that because my torment's low enough. I look still very much like Clark, but there's now, is it nighttime by this point?
Yes.
Then in carved grooves circling around his neck and throughout his scalp and all over his head are these glowing lines of carved moonlight, it almost looks like, that shift around as he speaks and moves. And his eyes are sunken in a little bit more. He's more tan. He looks like someone who travels quite a lot.
With lines of moonlight through your skin.
It's only moonlight when it's nighttime. Otherwise, it's just grooves.
So what are you all planning now? New portal, same portal?
I imagine we're not leaving Rosemary, so wherever.
Now, Rosemary gets dressed. Because of the ritual you performed, her body has been healed completely after
Her
the birth.
body is stellar.
Yeah.
She won't even have stretch marks.
No.
And between that and her own faith, though she didn't have any thralls and she admitted that, she can still pick up faith. The faith that was generated in this room alone helped her. While she didn't get a permanent faith from it, she can use it to heal. But what are y'all doing? You know you won't keep them out forever.
Do we think this will give us the opportunity to find the fortress?
I'd say find relative safety first, then move on to the fortress.
Well, in order to find the fortress, we need not safety, which is the problem.
She looks down at the baby in her arms, and knowing what she knows about the Nephilim, they had understanding before they could even speak. You are in danger. Fallen are coming to destroy us and you. You need to hide.
And the little girl just looks at you with comprehension, though it still can't speak. No way to do that. And as you say that, wisps of mist form. You can see just bits and pieces out of the corner of your vision. They're not strong enough yet. There's not many of them, but you start to see them out of the corner of your vision in Clark's apartment.
Let's go somewhere, and then we can regroup. We can think about this, but we should get out of here now.
Or as they get closer, the need to hide will grow, and the mist will give us the portal we need. I'm fine with whatever. Just for the record, are we taking this portal, or should I do a different one?
Close that one so they don't chase down our thralls.
As soon as the thralls are through, then he'll shut it.
Okay.
Storyteller. In my apocalyptic form, Dead Reckoning only gives me physical sense of space, not like where everything is, right? It's only on like a physical level.
Let me see. I'm double checking real quick. Yeah, it's you. You always know where you are in relation to known landmarks.
Known landmarks.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I was double checking.
I did a faith roll. Arizeth is going to go into her low torment apocalyptic form.
Okay. And since there's no unbelievers here, even if the thralls were here, they believe.
Mm-hmm.
Arizeth, what do you appear as?
She appears as an ageless, perfect being that just exudes health and vitality through her aura. She has magnificent hawk wings on her back. And, well, she appears to have a strength and immortal endurance. And she gently wraps her wings around her arms and the baby and says, Rosemary, we need to let the threat get a little bit closer.
Rosemary looks over, just save the baby.
We're going to save you too. You're her mother.
While we're here, I want to sense congruence again.
Okay.
Specifically in this location, so I only care now about time. To figure out like where is the ideal place for us to be.
Perception, intuition. And then we'll see what you get.
2.
It gives you enough to see a location and idea of when it will happen. Now, what was your exact phrasing you were looking for again? I want to make sure I'm getting this right.
In this location, what is the time that gives us the best outcome?
In this location, if you stay here more than 5 minutes, that door is going to explode inward. And you will be facing a number of fallen. You can see that pattern. You can see the door explode as you look into the events coming.
Less than 5 minutes, that door explodes.
Arizeth looks down at the baby. We need to hide now.
The mist has gotten no thicker.
Okay, create a portal.
No.
He'll open up another one.
I will remind everybody that went to visit the Jade Demon, or the Demon of the Jaded Vine is his actual name. He could see that fortress from Chinatown. Which means it's closer to there than where you are.
I apologize for this. And he'll open up a portal to like one of the back alleys, doorways, where they saw the old dude.
Okay.
In the alley.
So you've been there once. Well, I mean, technically we could claim you've been there twice because you went in and came out, but we'll go once. Difficulty is 8. Spend a faith. That's your third faith point.
Spend a willpower?
Can't spend a willpower. He could spend a 4th faith point, which would deplete him totally.
No, it wouldn't, because you gave us a permanent.
Yes, but you don't gain the faith yet from it. You could reap a thrall if you wish for a faith.
Seems excessive.
Otherwise, you just risk rolling a difficulty 8.
I'll just risk the and what was it again? Sorry for the
It is stamina intuition difficulty 8.
yeah, I'll just risk it.
Ravaging thralls are very bad things. It hurts them.
2.
2. That is enough. You can open a portal from the bathroom to a back alley. You all see the bathroom door that leads to an alley in Chinatown. You can even see old boxes and newspapers just thrown up in there.
Actually, no, I'm going to make sure that I'm the last in the apartment since it's mine.
Well, I think need to be the last out so I can close the portal behind me.
All right. Well, I'm still sticking around to be near last.
Yeah.
Kathleen, grab my medical bag, please.
All right. Kathleen will kind of collect everything together and she'll carry it. So
And Rosemary, Michelle, August, Kathleen, with me.
And Rosemary reaches out to take the baby from you. She wants to hold her baby.
Let's wait until you're safe.
Before y'all go through, comically, Michelle pulls out a sub and hands it to Rosemary. When you have a moment, here, you can have this. And she's actually going to let's do summon. Well, no, let's do speak first. I'm going to speak with the dead.
Okay. That is manipulation awareness.
Mm-hmm. Do. 1, 2, 3, and
As you
1, 2, 3.
You all hear her voice as she speaks, but it's not.
Oh, that was it.
Voice.
I was cutting out my roll. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not her normal voice though. It's a voice that you can tell, you can feel the twisting of creation in it as she's speaking. It's odd because you can tell that's what it is, because as she speaks, there's an after whisper of what she's speaking, almost like it's an echo, a whispering echo of each word she says.
I'm going to burn a willpower.
You have to burn a faith, not a willpower for this one. Yes.
Right.
That gives you 1 automatic success. And then you can roll manipulation awareness to get more. Difficulty is 6.
So it's 4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to speak. And a voice answers. Several voices. What we saw, that's amazing. We will aid you if we can. And the one speaking most is a woman's voice.
Okay.
We were killed in this apartment. Whole family. We won't let another child die here. Clark didn't realize he lived in an apartment that people were murdered in. He never would have noticed.
He got it cheap.
That is true.
And as they finish speaking with you, you start to see things in the room start moving. And in front of the door, first it's one thing, and within a few seconds, everything that weighs less than 10 pounds is now in a giant cyclone in front of the door. Literally thrown about.
Okay, let's go.
I apologize to Carsador real quick. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then I run out the door.
I own nothing of value.
As the spirits are going to slow them down with anything not nailed down and everything not nailed down. As you step through this portal and step into an alleyway at Chinatown, and as soon as you step through the portal, the mists start rising from your feet.
I'm also, as soon as I crossed my bathroom's threshold into Chinatown, I dropped my apocalyptic shit.
Okay.
I'm not going to revelate a human just on accident. That's irresponsible.
Arizeth is not. Okay.
As soon as we step out, I would close the portal behind us
And there's
look around.
There's an old man standing at the entrance to the alley, staring at Arizeth, grinning. Just staring.
Okay.
Yeah, he just asks a bunch of questions.
That's fine.
The mist is now at your knees.
Okay. I'm looking for direction.
I'm looking around to see if there is like a fire escape ladder on the building,
I'm
so
sure.
he can get a high up look, so we can look around and see if he can find where the fortress is from here.
I'm sure. As you go to start climbing the ladder, you notice the mists have gotten thicker. They're at waist height as you hit the ladder.
We need to find it. It should be visible around here.
While he's climbing the ladder, Kathleen actually wants to go to the old man, and I want to use a roll to try and get him to fuck off because I don't want him following us into this place.
Okay. What are you going to use?
Manipulation and fuck, I don't know.
Let's see. Manipulation and
manipulation badassery. It's a trait that all demons have.
You can go manipulation expression.
All right, just a second. I want to make sure I use my power stuff correctly because I know I have some
if you wanted to supplement it.
Well, okay, if I use empathy, I could use approachable, which makes it so reduces my difficulty. But that probably doesn't make sense. Don't worry about that. Actually, I'm gonna use enchanting voice, so it reduces my roll by 2 to persuade.
There you go. So you're going to use that's not even your apocalyptic form. That's just you.
Nope. That's just me.
Yep.
So what's my roll? Manipulation and expression, you said?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Difficulty with enchanting voice is a 5.
Okay. I'm going to use a willpower to get 1 automatic success, correct?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use 2 willpower because...
You can only use 1.
Oh, you can only use 1?
Yep.
Okay.
1 automatic success.
Well,
that cannot be removed by a 1 either. So no matter what, you've succeeded.
Okay, well, I got 4 successes in total.
And he looks at you. I serve one of you. No need to be mean about it. I'll walk off.
I'm not being mean, old timer. I'm just trying to look after your well-being.
And he pokes at you with his walking cane a little bit. The door is opening. Interesting. And then he just turns and walks off.
Thank you. Be safe.
And you can hear his cackle of laughter as he walks away.
See, kids, this is what happens when you serve demons. You go crazy.
As the old man walks away and Thomas is climbing up, I'm going to use whatever the gravity manipulation one of Lore Fundament to just jump up to the top of the building.
Manipulate gravity, strength, athletics.
Can I use my professional athlete specialty?
You can. That'll give you exploding 10s on a strength athletics roll. Difficulty 6. This will be interesting.
Five successes.
That means you can jump 100 yards straight up.
Is that enough to clear the building?
300 feet, yes. As Thomas is climbing the ladder, you literally jump onto the roof of the building. And as you look around, the mist is thickest right around this alley. For those that are still down there, it's now reached chest level.
From up top, looking down, can I do some sort of roll to see if the mist seems to be thickest around where Arizeth is with the baby.
Perception awareness.
And
Could I possibly do intelligence with deduction
Sure.
instead of perception?
Sure. You know, I
and
like
I
looking
want
at
to
that.
keep
Go
I
ahead,
want to keep
August.
I want to keep my eye out for other fallen who may be advancing on the position.
As you're looking, there is a single car coming down the street at a high rate of speed. Only one driver, though. You can make that out clearly.
Yeah, but that could still be a portal possibility. We got incoming one driver, but we know that doesn't mean anything.
Arizeth opens her wings from where it's been wrapped around her and the baby. Baby, we need to hide now.
I got a 6.
You got 6 successes? The mist is thickest around Arizeth and the baby.
Yeah. He'll look over at Bazazel. Does your trick work in reverse?
You I can float down, yeah?
Yeah, you can stop gravity.
Yeah. We need to get next to them.
Hang on. Okay, hold on tight. I'll have him piggyback.
Okay.
And I'll float down.
And because it doesn't completely stop gravity, as you grab him, hold, you plummet faster than you used to because it's normally only affects just you. But since you've negated your gravity, most of it at least, you still plummet pretty quick, but not enough to hurt yourself as you all land there.
Superhero
Thomas
landing.
doesn't weigh that much.
As the mist now raises to the portion of all of you's neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it encompasses your head, the sounds of the street fade away. You hear a car's brakes as it fades to silence. And the mists are all around you. You can see each other clearly. You don't know how because the mist appears to be so thick you shouldn't be able to see each other, but you can see each other clearly. Yes.
I'm trying to remember. This was the something or other of the encompassing mist?
No, of the
Encroaching mist?
the Valley of Shadowed Mist.
Shadowed mist.
Mhm.
Okay.
As the mist, at first they're all around you. And then suddenly the mists are gone. You're standing in a hall, a great hall. It stretches 40 or 50 feet up, balconies on each side. But it is not a human architecture. It is an architecture that reminds each of you of the war, of one of the great fortresses that your kind erected during the war. The stone has no seams, no lines. There is nowhere that it looks anything other than a single piece, the whole place. Vaulted ceiling windows, not a sound other than you all is in this place.
In a completely uncharacteristic for Thomas and Agareth, he'll walk over to Arizeth with the baby, poke the little kid in the belly and say, "Good one," or "Good job."
She hands the baby to Rosemary.
Rosemary just holds the baby close. And you all hear footsteps coming.
As soon as I hear the footsteps, I want to do foresee.
Okay. And this is the time that you're using all your powers this time, huh?
If there's any time, it's with the birth of the Antichrist. Let's be real.
Well, and also this one specifically, it's about not having somebody get the drop on
Wits
us.
plus intuition.
I switch to my apocalyptic form again.
And it takes no effort.
Mm-mm.
In this place, there's something different about it. You're instantly, no hesitation, just your apocalyptic form. You will it, and it occurs. 2, okay. And then, almost as if stepping from mist you can't see, an individual steps into the hallway. Ramiel has entered with a grin on his face. You led me here. Welcome to my fortress.
Is there some sort of like bullshit roll I can do with this?
House has patented the bullshit rolls.
House special.
I will let you roll perception, empathy, unless you have a better one. Intuition could work too if you want. Pick one.
I don't know if the deduction specialty for intelligence would work on this. Because I'm trying to figure out if something's fucking off about.
Go ahead. You can
This,
use
like-
deduction. I'll let you do that.
Like it might not be him.
That's an interesting concept. Yeah, you can do that.
Can I
You could
join
also, by the way, switch to your apocalyptic form and lower your intuition rolls by 2.
Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck it, why not?
So what does your apocalyptic form look like?
So the best way to describe it is a humanoid shape of like deep space starlight. His skin is sort of like crawling with shooting stars. Yeah, and he has wings, but it's more of a nebula like mist coming off of his back. And yeah, so then
It looks very alien.
So that drops your difficulty down to 4.
then in which case I got 5.
Seems honest. You recall
And it
from your
seems like
earlier
him?
conversation, he had said he couldn't find his way here. It wouldn't open to him. He needed
But once it was open, he could get here.
right. And it looks
Okay.
just like him. I mean, short, balding, overweight. Is that the child, Rosemary? And she kind of huddles it and holds it protectively. I mean no harm.
I'd stand in front of her.
Arizeth is right beside her.
I mean no harm. I used you to get access to this, but it will also protect her. That was its purpose. But I must warn you, staying here for too long may harm you in some ways you don't understand. Time flows differently here. A year here is a month outside. But you'll age in here. Spend too many years in here and you will step out much older than you came in. It was designed that way for research and for protection. To throw people off the scent when they're pursuing someone. Please come, let me show you the place.
Arizeth places a hand on Rosemary's back. Come.
And Rosemary still hasn't put her wings away.
Mm-hmm.
Agareth will look over to Arizeth. It's him.
I know.
And then he'll follow after Aramel. And
Same.
while he's there, just be like, by the way, someone's looking for you.
And who would that be?
The Luciferians,
I'm
the
sure.
Legion of Majestic Liberation.
And let me guess, they want me to find Lucifer. Fucking morons. If they thought I could find Lucifer, don't you think I'd have found him already?
I told him he was on TV. That wasn't good enough.
They never learn. Never learn.
Regardless, I didn't confirm or deny that you were here, but it seems they were suspicious.
Rumors follow me everywhere I go. It's a side effect of the threads of fate. Do what I can to hide it, but fate is a vengeful mistress. They won't find me here. You all can come and go here as you see fit. The door has opened to you. I came in as well. No others will come in here without great need or without being led by you.
Will it only be through Chinatown?
Now that you've come here, I am sure the door could be summoned at further distances, though I can't say how far. I would not try to use it around mortals. I have a feeling it would interfere. Their disbelief is strong. You'll find food is taken care of. Water, light, air, libraries. Though I find mortals would have trouble reading the books. They are written in our language. From before Babel, when humans could understand our language. Now that is lost to them. This is his place of safety and refuge. And the war to come, use it. I will begin researching how to move it. I should be able to reconfigure the opening to another place. If my prophecy is correct, we must save humanity. And a place like this is one of many that can do it. I felt what you did. Very good. I didn't think it was possible to use that level of power anymore.
As the humans say, it's kind of like riding a bike. You do it once, you never really forget.
That's better than the metaphor I was going to use. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That too.
You say you never forget. We have forgotten much.
Oh, we have.
Perhaps this place will help us remember. Though I can't allow fallen, I can't trust to enter. The refuge would be destroyed if any could come in here.
I understand.
So I guess that means you trust us.
I have to. You were instrumental in saving a chance at a future. And whether I trust you or not, this place has let you in, and I can't deny that for you. I cannot lock you out now.
I would not destroy this.
It's a reminder. Never thought I'd see it again. Never thought it'd be possible to see again.
So what do we do now, Prophet?
You leave the child here to age, to grow. When I created this place with the time, I thought it was to protect. But now I can see it was for this event. The child will have time to grow here, time that we do not have in the mortal world. The end of days are measured in years now. The child will need more years than we have to grow to learn to use her power. And this place shall give it to her. Extend the hospitality when the time comes to any of those you think should be protected.
I would like to bring Virginia's children here so that she may have other children to grow with. To understand her side of humanity.
That is something that didn't occur to me. I've already given you permission to bring those you think should be here. So you do understand. You children will spend time here and step out into a world that is not advanced. It will make it difficult for them to return until close to the end.
Not for long periods, unless it gets too dangerous.
That is your choice. Carsador, Agorath, thank you. I would say the cryptics thank you, but I'm afraid I can't reveal this to the rest. I'm afraid
That's
you
for the
can't either.
best.
At least you shouldn't.
Any other tasks you could suggest to us in the meantime?
No. I know I interfered in other things that your group were working on. I have eyes in what goes on in a lot of these factions. You have other matters to attend to in the city. I do know the disappearance of people is important. I task you as members of the Cryptic to assist your fellow Faustians here. Help them find who is taking the people, where they are going. They're important somehow, these disappearances. There is a twist to it. Doesn't bode well for things. I wish I could help you more on the disappearances, but it's not my thread to follow. I'm not going to tamper with it. You all will do what you have to do, and you will achieve whatever you're supposed to achieve.
She looks to Rosemary. Let's find a place for you and the baby to settle.
There are rooms. If you go down that hallway, third door on the right.
So I lead her down that way.
And when you go down there, you realize, well, the proportions are off for the main hall and everything because you all weren't contained in 6-foot bodies originally. But there are rooms for the children of Adam and Eve that are normal sized. Beds, though not a modern version of a bed. It's all formed of one piece. Some of them made of a single piece of wood, grown from itself, but all of them comfortable and all of them, well, the place seems to be perfectly temperature controlled.
And once we get into a room that she chooses.
And Rosemary settles down and begins to nurse the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. This is,
of course,
more than I could have hoped for. It's just, thank you, friends.
Of course. I need to tell you about the father of your baby.
Okay. It was like, I mean, I had feelings for him, kind of, but I know I was just a booty call to him half the time.
It was Lucifer.
Don't lie to me at a time like this.
I'm not. I can't.
And she looks down at the baby, and there's briefly a flash of anger. And then she shakes her head. It's not the baby's fault. I won't hold the baby responsible.
It's not that baby's fault at all.
But I will hold him responsible.
Mm-hmm. So will I, because he abandoned you.
He abandoned all of us.
Exactly.
But why?
I don't know, and I'm going to find out. And she strokes the baby's head as it's nursing.
And the baby just looks at you with knowing eyes. And you can feel, now that you're in this place, the divinity radiating off it.
What will you name her?
Gabriella. after Gabriel.
There was a time he was one of the best of us.
There's a time we were all the best of us.
Yes, we were.
Can you feel her?
I
She
can.
is undiminished.
I can.
Maybe she's the chance for us to have undo the wrongs we did.
Maybe.
At the very least, she's a chance. She has to be.
Are you okay with me bringing my vessel's children?
Oh, I'm sure she'll love to have children. You might want to give her
I'll give her some time to grow.
5 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd-
Spend time, bond with your baby.
I will. I can't. It's going to take time to make heads or sense of this place. It feels different.
Take her exploring with you.
Feels like before the world was broken.
Yeah.
But I sensed something else to it. Those shadows, did you feel what they were?
Mm-mm.
It touched on the world that touched on the same world our prison was located in. That's how he must have hidden it.
Oh my goodness.
Right under their noses.
Yeah, the whole time. Well, I need to return. Time moves very fast outside there.
I'll be here.
She leans in and kisses the baby's head.
And the baby just looks at you with it doesn't smile, and it just stares at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's still trying to process what it all means.
Gabriella, it was an honor to help you.
I do thank you, and I owe you all one if I ever get out of here. It depends on the baby. And as Virginia's been talking, you've been taken through the place by Ramiel. And he even shows you a room that has odd items hanging from the wall. Chains and weapons. Cufflinks, cuffs, bracers. An armory of sorts. Though the chains make no sense. And I didn't even know this one was here still. Weapons not for us. It was for our followers.
Is there a forge?
Of course there is. There's a forge if you wish one. In this place, we define the shape. We define what it contains. Like in the original days, this is our reality for all of you. Though it can't create artifacts unless you forge them yourself, the shape of the place is always built on the will of those who live here. I am sure for those of the defilers, there's even a grotto if you wish to see the water as it once was, pure and untainted. There's one if you wish it. Enjoy your brief respite from what goes on outside. As I said, if you spend a year here, 1 month will pass outside. So I'm sure if you wish to relax for a few hours to throw off your pursuit, you can do it here for a bit. You could stay 6 days and only 6 hours pass outside. I think that would work. To throw them off. But I have business I have to do now that I have entry to this place. I will see you all, I'm sure, at a later point. We do have to eat, so dinner will be in a few hours. And he turns and walks from the room you're in to head down the hallway. As Virginia, you see him leaving a side chamber not far from where you come in, as you gather with your rest of your choir in an armory of all things.
Goodness.
Some nursery, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
At least the kid will have plenty of toys.
I have a feeling the kid will have whatever it wants.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you all for your assistance.
Ariza, thank you for reminding us that we could do that.
It was neat to be part of birth for a change.
I'm just glad I remembered it. We would have lost them otherwise.
Oh yeah, no, they without that, they were gonna die.
I could feel the baby's soul fraying and separating. It's what happened the first time. And then I created that ritual to stop that happening, because it also killed the mothers.
Would we be able to tutor her once she's older?
Of course.
Oh, I bet the library here is.
Yes, but interaction trumps a book.
Books
Agree
will
to
no doubt be useful.
disagree.
Does the child require interactions of the follower type? Like we all have our followers.
I'm not sure she does. She is not ever fallen. She is potent. But we will see. Her name is Gabriella.
Pretty name.
It is a pretty name.
I preferred the kid.
You would.
Storyteller.
If you didn't
Yes.
just save our bacon, I'd say something snide.
May I roll legacy?
Okay, what are you searching for?
Trying to remember Gabriel.
Okay, go ahead.
Two successes.
2 successes.
So I don't think I remember shit about him, so I'm just double checking since the name is reminding me.
It was Gabriel was Lord. Shamaran, the city of reverence. He was the archangel of mercy, revelation, and death. He was also second only to Michael in the heavenly host. He never fell. But he was also one of the only of the heavenly host to serve as an emissary between the heavenly host and the fallen. Many whispered that him and Lucifer met regularly during the war without fighting. If any of the heavenly host sympathized with what you all had done, it was him.
That's all I needed.
I probably would relay to everyone what I'd learned from my reconciler friend. Really, reconcilers are working on their whole reconciler shtick. Though she did say that as much as there's infighting between the Faustians, the same thing is going on with the Luciferians.
That's not shocking.
Also said the dead are restless. Was storyteller, was that the term?
Mm-hmm. The dead are very restless because of the Reaper of Souls.
Yeah.
Is staying in their world.
Because of you know who.
My Luciferian friend said, pretty much confirming what we already knew, that their people are trying to recruit them as shock troops. And they've got their different factions doing different things, but they were looking for our host here to see if he could tell where Lucy is.
Well, I am sure as shit not bringing him here.
Nor am I.
His influence does not need to be put on that baby. Because he's just making the same fucking mistakes that he made back then.
Who even knows what his plans are?
Well, I know he damn sure abandoned the person he impregnated, like he abandoned all of us.
Old habits die hard.
Indeed.
What is it they say? The sins of the father? We were all abandoned before that.
Oh, I know. I agree.
That makes it even worse.
Mhm.
Ha!
Yeah. Well, he was Daddy's favorite.
You can't let that same fate befall this baby.
Exactly. This baby will know love.
Is anyone else's vessel exhausted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could use a sandwich.
I think we all need to lay down.
Like at that, by the way, this entire time Agrath has still been in his low torment. So he's actually gonna drop the low torment. And then just lay down on like the stone floor.
Do you want to lay on a stone floor or do you wish to lay on a bed?
No, he'll just lay on the stone floor.
I'm purposefully laying on the stone floor. You all actually see like Karstor like tracing his fingers over the perfectly worked stone. It's very comforting, you can tell.
Arizeth just shakes her head and walks out of the room.
God, you guys get a taste of home and you turn into a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Turn into.
I mean, it's exacerbating.
Was always.
It's exacerbating the problem. So
I'm gonna be making things again. This is far from a problem.
Yeah, I'm planning on a nap and then looking for that library.
And as this choir of angels settles to recuperate a bit, because they can take the time here. Because time flows slower in the mortal world than here, so they can spend enough time to recuperate. When they finally return to the real world, news is full of events at the apartment building of one Clark Miller. where the police don't know what happened, but something went on. Viewers equated it to something.
Witnesses.
Yeah, witnesses of some kind. None of them can explain what they saw. Some claimed angels fighting in the building. Some claimed demons fighting in the building. Some claimed nothing happened, though they stood there and watched it. Because the Raveners weren't the only faction to show up at that building. From what you've been able to catch from camcorder footage of all things. Your guess would be when you finally returned, some Luciferians showed up on the scene to investigate the same amount of magical energy used. And a brawl destroyed most of your building, Clark. I guess you need to find a new place to live.
Under not my name.
That too. Now I would like to thank the players and the viewers. We've knocked down one big goal of the season. Now they have to investigate the other goal. Where the people are disappearing. Why they're disappearing and how to stop it. So let's go with the player vote this time. Let me grab a die and we're going to see who goes first. Everyone starts with 3 XP and we rolled a 1. Arizeth, you're first. Who gets bonus XP?
Everybody.
Everybody? Okay, everybody. Good thing a player wasn't out this week because it would have been rough pulling that ritual off with a player out. Just saying.
Everybody.
So Virginia's votes for everybody. Carsador, your vote.
Everybody, but with a special shout out to the transportation duo, which I know includes me, whatever.
Okay.
But it's just
Logistics is a bitch, but y'all are great.
I truly didn't realize how powerful and broken of a lore I had decided on until I started using it properly.
You all have broken lores. All of you.
That's just lore.
Or even in some cases, not lore. Because somebody here convinced with irresistible voice the thrall of a demon to just walk away.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere
Brilliant.
else.
Yeah. Agorath, your vote.
I am also going to vote for everyone, but I'm giving my little special shout out to August's. Hey, Carsador, we're coming. Bye.
That was good.
Yeah,
That was perfect.
If you hadn't said I cut it off, you would have responded, okay.
Okay. Bazazel.
I'm gonna break the everybody trying to give it to Thomas. I thought he saved our bacon a lot today, and he also had that scene at the front that I thought was very good. So I'm going to give it to Thomas.
Okay. Trimdesiel.
Everybody, but if it wasn't for having a scourge with a high legacy, we wouldn't have been able to do shit. And we would just been like, "Aight, cool, baby's dead, Rosemary's dead. That's one problem off our plate. Moving on."
And I will say, had she failed that legacy roll, I would not have revealed the ritual. We would have killed Rosemary and the baby and doomed the world. That's the kind of game I run.
It's already doomed. Like I'm not deluding myself. So
No, but a fraction of the fraction would not have been saved. Okay. And Drulariel, your vote.
Everybody, but special shout out to August for being a flotation device, because that was hilarious.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Everybody gets 2 XP bonus.
Nice.
Because
So in total, that is
5. Because you all accomplished, one of the mini goals of the season.
Yeah. Oh, we need 6 for that.
No, 5's enough. Good try. I give it to you. Good try. 5's enough. Don't want to give you 6 for that one. You've got still some work to do, though. Now you got to get the groundwork in, which I think is going to require the use of those who can persuade information out of people. We know who those are. It's not the malefactor.
It's not the scourge.
And it sure as hell ain't the fiend.
So it basically, in our stream format, it's not the top row.
It's not the top row. We are the most. I'm cantankerous. Okay.
I'm better at lying than I ever am at actually getting people to give me shit.
I'm socially oblivious.
Right.
So, I thank you all for coming. If you want to join us on our Discord, pop over to Discord. That is where this show was cast from. It is where we cast all our shows, of course. We also do Zoom Hangouts. This week we did one on Sunday because it was a holiday on Monday for Verlin and I, so we did a Sunday one just to break it up a bit. If you want to pop over to our YouTube, catch our back episodes, you can catch previous seasons of Demon, Windy City. There's Changeling, Werewolf, Mage, Bluebird's Bride. You Will Destroy Something Beautiful. Good Lord, Monster Hearts. What was that other one you did with that house was in? There was Bedlam Hall, but where he beat me up.
Yeah.
Which is a different discussion. And then, because, Dan beat me up.
The Way Home.
The Way Home. There was one that, the diner one. I forget the name of that.
Oh, yeah.
Nighthawks.
Nighthawks. That was so good. God, I love that game.
You'll notice there's so much non-D&D at McStabber Studios in our McStabber Studios.
I love indie games.
And if you really like catching D&D, pop over to Ishville. There's a D&D 5e that Tiss ran, but she's also got Call of Cthulhu, so you can catch all that. Excuse me. If you want to catch amazing content creators like the Ivy Raven, and you can pop over to their Twitch. House, tell everybody what you're doing.
Every other week I host the Fancast at 4 podcast, the #1 Fantastic Four fan casting podcast on the internet, presumably. Last week we had an episode surrounding Matt Reeves. We have a Rob Marshall episode upcoming a week from Friday, and that's that. I'll post the link in the chat.
Perfect. If you want to catch some McStabber Studios merchandise, pop over to our merch store. We still don't have our Daddy Issues t-shirt yet, but trust me, when we have time, we will get one of those done, because that's one actually pretty easy and we can actually do, is the Daddy Issues with the wings and a halo. We can get that one done. So check out our merch store. And so you're aware, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to give something to the players for the hard work that goes into being in this show, bits and donations, that's the way. If you want to support the studio, you can subscribe on Twitch. Twitch will take half, but that's the way it is because they're pimps. You can go to our Ko-fi where you can give $1, $2, $3, whatever you feel like. And that goes to the studio. And if you're watching this on YouTube, so you can subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification bell to get told when we upload videos. And if you like and
sometimes
comment.
Our Discord bot decides to take a nap, like today. It took a nap. We uploaded the last vampire episode to YouTube today, and our bot was just like, no, I'm not going to announce
not announcing it. But if you like us and you want to help out on YouTube, comment on the video, give it a like, a thumbs up there. That pushes us up.
Thumbs up, post a comment about it. That helps.
Increases us on the search ranking so that, more people get to see us. That's a way it doesn't cost you anything on YouTube to do it.
Doesn't cost you a thing.
So you can go ahead and do that. Going through, making sure, yes, I've done my part. Now I can turn it over to my wife.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. Wow. Divine baby born. Baby on board. Baby on board. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That should have been the name of the episode, Baby on Board. But
I could have done that, but I wasn't creative enough.
Well, coming up over the next week, we have on Saturday, Tiss is back with her group of investigators that are exploring late Victorian, Edwardian London and surrounding areas in Call of Cthulhu 7E London Esoteric Society at 3 p.m. Eastern Saturday. So join them for a fun romp, because I guarantee you it's a table full of chaos gremlins that will read all the books and go insane. That's why they ended up having to do a time skip with new characters, because most of their characters had gone completely insane.
Like levels of insane.
So yeah, that's Saturday. Then on Sunday, we have Vampire V5, Windy City After Dark. We are in season 9. This is going to be episode 6?
6, yep.
Yeah, 6. Y'all.
Last episode. I don't want to spoil too much, but somebody returned to the game. Not a player. a major player in Chicago.
He looks delicious.
Somebody thought dead by some, but known by the coterie to not be dead, is back in their full glory.
Uh-huh.
Finally, there's balance returned to Chicago.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, Loden has healed and he's back and he's collecting favors.
I wasn't going to spoil who it was, but there you go. It's out of the bag.
I'm telling you. So yeah, it's a whole ass thing. And like literally the last thing the coterie was like texting when Roscoe told us, fuck.
Of course it's a Roscoe.
All the fucks. So yeah, so join us Sunday as we follow that up. Should be fun. And then, of course, we'll be back here Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern with the next session of Demon the Fallen.
Yep. I can't wait to see. Well, we've got 4 more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to find out why people are disappearing and who's doing it. And now even the cryptics have a reason to help the Faustians in repayment for what they've done for him. So get ready for that portion of it. Can't wait for that. And as always, when we end these streams, everybody, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. We always have this little announcement at the end here. Please check in on those around you. Make sure your friends and family and loved ones, and even people you barely like, are okay. Because a lot of people aren't. And sometimes it takes a friendly voice, a helping hand, just somebody reaching out to help them. And if you suffer from mental health issues, first of all, I want to tell you from the heart, it's okay to not be okay. I suffer from mental health issues. There's nothing wrong with admitting that and to say that you need help sometimes, because we do. We all need help sometimes. So first of all, that's very important to say. And if you don't feel you can reach out to those around you and get the help that you need, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can get the help that you need. You can get somebody to be that lifeline, that person you need. So please, it's very important that you do that, okay? And mental health is health. Take care of this so that you can help take care of this, and then take care of this so that you can help take care of this. Yeah, I stole it.
Because it's true.
Stole that shit.
It's true. All right. I'm Mama McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. Timber Brad here is also a registered nurse. I'm going to make this nice and short and sweet. Please.
Get your goddamn shots.
That's right. Get your damn shots. Take care of yourselves. And that helps you take care of others if you take care of yourself first. Mm-hmm. And fuck the fascists. Fuck the Iranian government. Fuck Putin. Fuck the GOP. And fuck Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro.
Yeah, that's some bullshit with the OGL shit.
Heartbreaking.
It's even worse. I saw today what some other behind the scenes stuff. They were expecting people to pay $30 a month for D&D 1 for their new thing, to try to monetize the shit out of it. And we're going to put an AI DMing as part of the features, because, you know, we all play D&D to not play with other people. We want to, I don't know, play with an AI DM that somehow is going to make the game fun.
That sounds absolutely miserable.
RPGs are a solo experience, as we all know.
Yeah,
you're all figments of my imagination.
And proud.
You know,
you shouldn't be telling folks your fantasies like that.
And they were going to use FOMO to encourage people to pay the $30 a month.
Yeah, fear of missing out.
By giving, if you subscribe at $30, you'll get free monthly content that, you know, you won't get any other way. So if you don't pay, you're going to miss out.
Like Shodi just said, at that point, it's just a video game.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
And if it's an AI dungeon master, probably not a very well coded video game.
Probably not.
Look, I've seen AIs write scripts, and for laughs, I would read what an AI dungeon master did, but I would never play in it. So
anyway, but thank you all so much for joining us. Please do join us in Discord. I will post the link again for those of you that have not joined us in Discord yet. And we will see you in our next stream.
Yep. See you in the next stream. Call of Cthulhu or Vampire, and coming soon, Dark Ages.
Vampire Dark Ages.
Yep. Vampire Dark Ages coming soon on a Wednesday night. Vampire Dark Ages. And there's a rumor when Demon ends, there may be starting up a Tuesday night Scion game.
Yep.
For those that like Scion. Something we haven't done before.
Coming.
Yep. We've always got some stuff being planned. And I want to say today, I received finally my Broken Tales Kickstarter. That game looks amazing. The artwork is fucking amazing. I got to read the rules for it still, but we will be doing a Broken Tales one shot.
Because I want to play it.
That will be cast for members on our Discord, where you're playing the villain in Fairy Tales that has been redeemed,
and
as you're trying to punish other villains.
I should hopefully next month get my Follow Me Down books. I already have the PDF, but I should get the books for it next month, and that's going to be coming soon. Ravnos Archon and I will be playing that. That is a 2-player GM-less game.
So we're going to do some fairy tales where the players are the villains from a fairy tale who have been redeemed and now are going to be the good guys trying to deal with other villainous fairy tales creatures. It's very interesting concept. So thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody.